Monday marked 13 years since Lauren Spierer vanished from Indiana University. The Scarsdale native had just finished her sophomore year when she disappeared after a night out on campus. A book that just hit shelves promises to bring never-before-seen evidence to light in the cold case. Author Shawn Cohen joins me now to discuss the book, College Girl Missing: The True Story of How a Young Woman Disappeared in Plain Sight. Thanks for joining us this morning, Shawn.
Well, thank you. Good morning.
As an investigative journalist, you cover a lot of cases. What was it about this one in particular that stuck out to you?
Well, in 2011, I was when Lauren went missing, I was working for her hometown newspaper in New York. And when I got to town in Bloomington to start digging into the case, I was at odds with the family. Lauren's parents were upset that I was pushing out some information about what was happening that night, the drugs, and that she was out with a guy who wasn't her boyfriend, and so they were upset with me, and they wanted the investigation left to the police. But the police investigation eventually went nowhere, and the boys who were with her that night lawyered up. So when they went back to New York, I maintained contact, and we grew close, and over time we talk about each other's lives. At a certain point, when I wanted to revisit the case, they agreed to open up their files to me, and they trusted me.
Can you tell us about what you did find and what is new that you're bringing light to in this book?
Well, the private investigative files were a starting point to go through all the witnesses, people who were there the night she went missing, some new names to me, and I reading through them all, you kind of piece together a lot about what happened that night, a lot more context and how people related to each other. And then I reapproached those individuals and eventually confronted the people who were the last boys to see her that night, and I pushed them for information. I learned a lot of things, even some things that the family of Lauren Spierer didn't know, and I could go into detail, but it's one of those things where to lay it out in the book it takes some time.
Do you think she'll ever be found?
I do. I mean, I believe that 13 years later, that the people who were withholding information, I find it hard to believe that they didn't confide in somebody over 13 years, a little detail. It only really takes one person in their circle to come forward, and suddenly the cards fall.
Is that what you hope the book will accomplish here?
It's absolutely what I hope, and that's what the family hoped. That's why they granted me such access and set me free to really push the reporting on this case.
It has been so painful for them. Shawn Cohen, we thank you very much for joining us. Such an important case to certainly keep the light shining on. Thank you.
Thank you.
College Girl Missing: The True Story of How a Young Woman Disappeared in Plain Sight is on sale now wherever books are sold.